Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Got the camper moved off the campsite for this Memorial Day weekend. It's supposed to rain down here all day long, and then it's going to mix with snow tonight because everything is under a freeze warning for tonight and tomorrow, including up at the farmhouse where it's even going to be colder. But there is only a small chance of rain up at the farmhouse, so I am heading that direction. 2 days ago when I drove to the campground after work, my truck thermometer, which is usually pretty much right on, said 91 degrees. And right now it's 44 degrees, and this is it's already got to the high today of 46. It's just supposed to drop all the way down. Like I said, a freeze warning tonight, so that'll be below 32 degrees. Last night they transported the forklift or the telehandler from the hobby farmhouse up to the farmhouse, so that move is now 100% done. And when I mean last night, he didn't show up or get done unloading it at the farm until about 11 o'clock last night. And that guy wanted to do it at night because the truck was working all day also, so that guy put in a long day. I got home and then unloaded I took all my food out of the freezer and the refrigerator in the camper and put it in the refrigerator and the freezer in the garage, and then I went to ordered Buffalo Wild Wings, picked them up, and I'm gonna go down and see Melissa at her work because I haven't seen her in 4 days. After lunch, I'm gonna come back up the hill here and go to Home Depot. I want to get an electric power washer, like a pressure washer, whatever, like I had down in Louisiana. So I thought today would be a good day to go see if they have any. Just leaving Home Depot right now. I bought electric pressure washer. Now I have to stop at the post office and then back to the farmhouse. Oh, it's been a miserably cold afternoon for this time of year. I mean, it's only 42 degrees right now, I think. And after some nice 80-degree weather, this just sucks. But the parts all came in for the mower, so I'd like to get this together and see if that was a waste of my money or if I can get some more time out of this old mower. Now the belt that's on here, I remember replacing it a couple of years ago. I don't know if that was right after Melissa moved up here or not, but anyway, it looks in perfectly good shape, so I'm not going to put the new one on there. But the new spindle piece with a pulley on it and the blade, I'm putting that on, and then I need to replace or put a washer on this one bolt underneath here. I was just trying to loosen up that bolt, but it's really tight. And I mean, I can put a bar on this and crank on it, but I'm worried that it's just going to twist the head right off of it. I think I'm going to start it like it is with those new parts, because I mean, it moves some. I just don't know. I think we'll start it and see what happens before I you know, completely ruin it by breaking that bolt off, because once I do that, I'm buying a new mower. So I might as well see if this is better before I take the next step. It still has a little bit of vibration in the handle, but it's not anything like what it was. So I think we're going to run it like this for a while. I just think if I loosen up that bolt, I'm going to lose the whole thing. So I'm going to wait until it's the last minute before I do that. Oh, that's going to make it a lot easier to get in there and finish weeding these strawberries. Plants are looking really nice though. Looks better, huh?
Yeah. A lot. You know.
Yep, look at all those blueberries flowering though. We'll have to watch those. Last year I mowed back in there, I think. Well, maybe not.
It's right in here.
That's where you saw the little baby deer?
That's where it was right here.
In that little thicket?
Look, he knows it's right here. Leak here. There was some fluid dripping out a couple weeks back, but I don't seem to see anything running down there yet. I'll have to take this panel off eventually, but I just don't see the leak anymore. Not yet. I'm going to let it run for a little while. The cab has heat. It doesn't have air conditioning, but I haven't ran that heat in years, and it's a diesel motor, so it takes a while before you get the heat coming out, but when it does, it's nice and warm. Another thing you can do if you have 2 feet of snow that fell, you just take and open up that basket, drop both sides down, and just put it like at an angle like this and just push it right down the driveway and just push all that snow. It moves it really nice. The temperature is still dropping. Melissa just went out because tonight she has to put fertilizer, I think, what she's doing on the bales. I don't know if it's fertilizer night or if it's watering night, but it's a chilly night for it.
Do you need me to stand behind you with my ice fishing heater to keep you warm? James and Judy sent me a battery operated grease gun. That's going to come in really handy doing that forklift. Got potatoes popping up. Over here in the raspberry patch, the ones that I transplanted are growing good, but the ones I mowed down, they're starting to come up really nice also. What are you doing? Joni! Good morning, everybody. It got down to 26.2 last night. Right now it's about 8:30 and it's up to 45 degrees, but it's supposed to get to 54 today, but there's a wind, so it's chilly.
I could never move that concrete with the tractor because the bucket has that center piece that separates it, and you can't get underneath it far enough like you can with the forks. That was awesome. I've been wanting to do that since we moved in. I'll come in here later with the tractor bucket and clean this up a little. Might have to bring in a little bit of dirt to flatten it out, and we'll be able to finally mow here. Those pipes that come up, this is where they used to have the wood boiler, so the two red or whatever color that is, they were water or whatever runs through them, and the other one is where they ran the power. I got most of the crap out of there. I swear every 6 inches you dig down at this farm, there's just a whole nother layer of crap. I'm gonna run in and have some lunch, and then after lunch I'm gonna get on the mower and I wanna mow the front yard. Another week and you'll be able to bale it. I decided to just take a couple extra hours and I just mowed everything that needs mowing that I don't mow with the tractor. So that's all done. And then Melissa got home from work, so we took a buggy ride like we do most nights. And then we decided to run up to the neighbors and gave them their invites for the get-together in July. So 2 of the 3 neighbors that we're going to give them to were home. It's a couple minutes after 8 o'clock right now. Melissa went in to warm up because it's getting pretty chilly, especially riding in that buggy. And she has to come out and do the bales again tonight. I've had several pressure washers in the past, and I always used to get the gas ones, and then I bought that little 1900 PSI or whatever electric one down in Louisiana. Absolutely loved it. And it's funny because whenever you're running one of these things, you have to have a garden hose going to it. So running a cord, for me, I didn't think I would like an electric one, and I couldn't believe how much I loved it, and so I bought another one. This is a bigger one. This is a 2300 PSI, but we're gonna try it. Every gas one I've ever had lasted about a year and a half, and then I had trouble with it. And that electric one worked forever until somebody stole it from that house. Somebody that was working on the house stole it. So that fifth wheel needs a good washing. The forklift needs a good washing. Wonder if this one can go in here too. I want to actually take it in here and wash this garage floor too. I don't know how much I like the idea of a Velcro holding on to the hose, but right now it's, like I said, it's really chilly out, so the hose isn't moving around all that well. Oh, there we go. Hopefully this one works as good as the other one does. Oh, another thing with the gas ones, this is 1.2 gallons per minute, and they were 2.5 gallons per minute. The hose that comes out the side of the house, I don't know if that one does 2.5 gallons a minute. That is a slow hose. The one that comes out that we do the garden with, that was the water for the trailer, that has a lot of water pressure, but the one that comes out the house really doesn't. I'd try it out right now, but it's supposed to get down really cold again tonight, so I'd probably freeze it and crack it before I even get to use it. Tomorrow afternoon, my mom and dad will be stopping by. I'm guessing it'll be 5 o'clock or so. Pick up the snowmobile trailer. They're actually heading up to the cabin in the morning. My mom's going to plant flowers. Then they're going to turn around and come here, pick up the trailer, and from here go back home.
Good morning, everybody. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day.
This morning, it's Saturday today, and we did the house cleaning that we usually do on Sunday this morning. It wasn't bad, but my folks are stopping by. I doubt they're even going to come in the house. My mom might come in to use the bathroom, but so that's all done, and then Melissa made some really good fajitas for lunch. And while we were eating, the postal person showed up, and the pillows that I ordered for up here showed up, so I wanted to get these in. Same kind that I bought for the camper, and they're really nice pillows, so I bought the same thing for here. Oh, yep. That's a comfy bed. I like this memory foam mattress. Well, my mom and dad were just here and they just left. They were only here maybe a half hour and picked up the trailer and took a look at a few things. I was hoping to get this done today, but there's dark clouds coming. Tomorrow is a pretty good chance of rain, and tonight there's a chance also, but I've got a pretty good chunk of this done anyway. Well, we got the strawberries all weeded, and I've got so many warnings about horseradish that I'm going to dig this up right now since I just planted it last year and move it somewhere because I don't even know when I'm ever going to use horseradish. I had just told Melissa I would like her to drive over here so I could put the horseradish in the back of the buggy, but she must not have heard me because she went off with the dogs. Melissa came by with the buggy and we took the horseradish and planted it way back on the corner of the pasture. So I'll show you where that was later, but then we buzzed around in the trail that's inside the woods. And remember earlier this year, that trail that I was cutting through and then it threw the blade on my chainsaw? Well, we're going to drive out there right now and I want to cut that last little bit so that trail goes through. I actually have one rhubarb plant that we planted over kind of by the cat trailer that I'm going to dig up because I'm sick of mowing around it, and I'm going to plant it right there. Come on, Joni. It's about 10 minutes to 8 right now, so Melissa went inside the house. I'll show you guys the horseradish, and then I have a couple of little trees I want to cut down on that back trail. I planted it right there, so we'll see what happens. This thing rides so rough, I should have taken the four-wheeler.
because later in the show. Good night, everybody.
Smudgy, you ready to go inside yet? You've been out here all day. Good morning, everybody. Waking up to a little bit of rain. I'm gonna run up to the store this morning. I think I want to barbecue some spare ribs for lunch. Melissa's still sleeping, so I thought this would be a good time to take care of that. I have the ribs and the rib tips on the grill. I'm doing some fried potatoes or smothered potatoes. I have purple potatoes in there. I've got Pontiac Reds and some couple of russets in there also. And for a vegetable, we're doing southern style spinach. It's just right out of the can.
all this afternoon, what I'm trying to do is a couple of things need to be done before we have that reunion here in July, or that get together, whatever. And one thing is I need to have this garage cleaned out, because even though we're going to get one of them 20 by 40 tents set up, if it was raining, people are going to end up in the garage. And the other thing is the workshop, which is a total disaster, as you guys have saw since the move. So, because I was explaining that to Melissa last night, I said every single guy on my side of the family is going to end up in that workshop. And she's like, why? I said, that's just what we do. They're going to hang out, they're going to have to check it out, you know, and everything. And then if it rains, that's another big area where people could go. So I thought in here, I brought home that big freezer. I want to put my big freezer here, upright, and my other upright freezer right in here. Probably opposite of that. So we have the 2 ovens in here, extra ovens, and then we'll have 2 of the freezers. And then we'll probably unhook the chest freezer right here, take everything out of there and put it into the big upright, because they're impossible to get in to see what you've got, you know. So, and we'll have the 2 uprights. This freezer has some stuff in it. So then we'll just have the 2 freezers and the refrigerator going. We can unplug this one. Once I get the workshop cleaned out and organized, I'll be able to move some stuff around in that back and maybe get, once I'm in my dad's 4-wheeler, which I just put in the workshop, we'll go up north, and then I should be able to make enough room to fit both of the other 4-wheelers in there. I think I'll drive the tractor out where I put the stones and the blocks. These are the blocks that the last ones that I picked up where that cement was. Get that dropped off and get the tractor parked here on the side of the garage.
because eventually it's supposed to rain tonight, and that cloud right there looks pretty dark. Using the Honda to run my air compressor to pump up the tires on the forklift or the telehandler. Now I don't need it since it's up here. So just like with the other one, I started it, shut the gas off and let it run out, and now I just shut the gas off on this one and I'll let it run out. There's a couple of trees I want to trim up here before it rains, before I forget. I have my good handsaw here, so I think I'm going to go get that done. Cutting those reminded me of a story. I remember when I was a kid, I was pretty young. Anyway, we lived somewhere where there was pine trees and they went all the way down to the ground. They were big trees though, and I remember coming up the driveway. I was somewhere with my mom and my dad had trimmed all of the trees up high enough so you could walk underneath them. And it looked totally different. And she was so pissed because it looked good after a while, but yeah, he didn't ask any permission. He just cut them all up, and she was mad. As a kid, we would move around a lot. My dad, he was in construction, he was a builder. So he would buy property, build the house, then section off lots, build more houses, sell them, and then there'd be too many people, so we'd have to move. So, it was all in the general area, but I never had to switch school districts, but we probably lived in, 5, 6 different houses. At least that. So yeah, we're always building a new house and moving. That'll be easier to mow around those.
This one right here, the deer would just chew everything up on those bottom branches, so they were pretty bad looking anyway. It's 8 o'clock. I think I'll run inside. This cardboard here, it needs to be all used up, but I'll use all that in the strawberry patch, killing off that grass. So I don't know, maybe I'll have time to do some of that tomorrow. I leave tomorrow at 2 o'clock to head back for the camper. But today is Sunday, so I do still have to run the garbage can down. It's just not going to be right at the end of the video. Better tell them cats they better find somewhere to hide.
I think they're all under the deck.
Yeah. She's space-worthy, just like the rest of Smarties.
No need to sound so defensive, Captain. I prefer something with a few miles on it.
That line of storms kind of fizzled out. A lot of lightning, some thunder, not a whole lot of rain. It seemed like more like a garden variety shower. I think it's all done now. Good morning, everybody. couple of weeks ago, Melissa bought a couple more blueberry plants. I wanted to get them planted this morning. They've just been sitting on the side of the house and we've been watering them. Thought we'd get them in the ground. I was just in talking to Melissa a little bit ago, and once she has her morning tea and wakes up, I think we're going to run and go to the nursery and buy a bunch of plants for the garden, because she's getting towards the end of the bale conditioning, and I would think as soon as they start popping some mushrooms, we'll be able to plant. And now that hopefully that freeze that we had for 2 nights will be the end of it. That's all the rotten straw that I have. Up the street, before you hit the tar road, there's people on the right that have some round bales that are not covered, and they look like they're getting pretty rotted. And I see a lot of them have been taken out of there. I think I'm gonna go up and try to buy one of those. Not today, I have to wait till my dad brings the snowmobile trailer back, so I have a way to haul it here, but eventually we'll get everything covered. It's gonna be so nice.
Their food is not even good.
I know, but they're always packed.
I just don't get it.
Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. It always sucks to leave, especially on such a nice day like today. I will see you guys on the next video.